Yes. Good. It's Sunday. It's 2026, and we are adults, and we're speaking about consensual kink and sex and other things in the lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. It's a culture. Welcome, everybody. My name is Nicholas Tanek. This is your kinky friends. Please, please, please be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Please do not judge. Let's have a good time. I am so thankful for this guest. Oh my God, do I love this guest. Cassidy Cream. Oh my God, Cassidy Cream's here. Cassidy Cream. I'm so throughout the years, you've been a very good friend to me. You've been a very good friend of the show, and we started talking, and wow, did we come up with something? And you got like really inspired me. You were one of the many people who inspired me to kind of get this ball rolling. And I have a new show coming up, and we're going to use this show to talk about this new show. But before we get to this new show that we're going to talk about, please, everybody, we're going to talk about Cassidy Cream first for a little while. But first, everybody can get 15% off all inventory at lockedandlust.com with offer code YKF. Lock them up. Seriously. It does wonders for your relationship, I tell you. Please.
It does wonders.
It definitely changes things. Keep YKF strong and healthy by donating money to Cash App. YKF, all caps, YKF, lowercase Tanek. Kink helps kink, people. Cassidy Cream. Oh my God, with your dog. We got so much to catch up for. But first, what's inspiring you these days?
Oh my goodness. Everything. I had like the busiest last couple months. Let's see. We went to we saw Boy George.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. What a cool show. He is such a storyteller. It was amazing. You didn't see the I didn't post the pictures because I went with my vanillas. So we saw Boy George. We need a haircut. I had to break up with my hairdresser. It's tragic. It's got me so sad. But anyways, I found a new one. Life goes on. Saw Boy George at Mohegan. Jetted to New York to see one of Nikki's new shows. That was fucking amazing. It was completely last minute, not planned. I was gonna miss it, and then like the universe was like, "You don't have to miss it. You can go." And I was like, "Thank you." Anyways, I went to the State House a couple weeks ago in Rhode Island.
Oh, sweet.
Rhode Island is trying to pass one terrible bill and one good bill, right? So Rhode Island is trying to pass like a new and stricter, like the whole end demand kind of bullshit. And then they're also trying to pass, full decrim. So we were there to support decrim and against, the stricter, like they were trying to introduce like John School and nonsense like that. And it was the first time I've done something like that. So it was really cool. Oh, you're looking at my Insta. That's what I did. That picture right there. Do you know who that's? So that's for my, that was a birthday present last year for I call her my second favorite sadist. She's my personal trainer, right? I've been working with her for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, about as long as I've known you. And I have such like a huge crush on her, but she's married to a cop. And I'm like, I don't care that you're married. Like, forgive me, but I don't. But you can't be married to a cop. I can't hit on you if you're married to a cop because that would ruin my life. Sorry. Anyways, so we have like this like platonic flirty relationship that keeps me motivated. She hurts me every week and I, just fall more and more in love with her. Anyways, so last year for her birthday, I got her that paddle.
All right, quick life check-in. Yeah. Harry Pups. Fiona still camera shy?
So she's obnoxious still, but she doesn't want to get on camera again. And just the one singular pop, but maybe this summer that'll change.
Okay, so any updates on this slow down? Let's focus on my little people phase.
They're not so little. Jesus, they're getting so big. They're almost like, I have a lot of them, right?
Yes.
Like I don't talk. So like two-thirds of them are now adults. There's only 1/3 left that's still children. It's so weird.
All right. So last time we talked, you were riding high with David Bowie clips for inspiration. Yeah. What's inspiring you? Like, what about Bowie? Like, seriously, what's the next step? Where did you go on that Bowie path?
I don't mean, goodness, how long ago was that too? Like,
that was like you did a bunch of shows, right? From between the last one-on-one we had, right? You did a couple weekend shows.
I was on a bunch of like group shows.
Yeah, those are the weekends, YKF weekends. Yeah,
right.
Those were fun.
But the last time I was on by myself was a while ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah, like 2-3 years ago.
No, we did a one-on-one once when we had like technical difficulties or something, then we canceled, but then we decided, so there was one. But I think the Bowie one was quite a while ago. But
Bowie always inspiring, like, because we're talking about artists, and this show, a lot of time, the theme of this show is really about cinema and art and stuff like that. David Bowie's in the cinema. He's always inspiring. After his death, there's still things he does that just totally inspires. So that's what the question is about. Any new Bowie songs?
Boy George covered "Let's Dance" in the concert, and like my kid, I had taken my son and my granddaughter to it, and like we were just throwing down. We had so much fun.
I could totally see that working. Well, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about feet.
Talk about feet now.
Let's talk about feet. Yeah, Oh, okay, sure.
Last night, I was having a vanilla weekend this weekend with one of my closest friends. Like we went to a handbag bingo event. It was like a fundraiser and what have you. It was so much fun. But anyways, while we were there, one of my foot slaves, I have this particular foot slave who's like one of my favorite subbies. And he's like a foot/fin sub. Like he pops up about once a week, once every other week. And he goes on this spending spree, and he goes and he promises me the world. And then he he's younger. He's like in his 20s. And then he gets all panicky and he disappears for a week or two again. It's so cute and so fun. But anyways, while we were at the bingo, fully in vanilla ladies mode. My phone is pinging with the noise of getting tips, and I'm showing my girlfriend who we've been lifelong friends, so she's watched my evolution with she's watched me become me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The character arc.
Right, but she's never been part of the lifestyle or part of the scene. So she was just so mesmerized by look at, he sent another 20. He sent another 20. It was just so cute.
Now, it's funny that you say that about the nervousness when it comes to feet.
Yeah.
When it comes to all of kink and it seems like the gateway kink or the gateway fetish almost, but it seems also so vanilla compared to everything else. But still, it's very serious, and I get it. I massage Sunshine's feet every single night. I enjoy doing it. I never really did. It's work. It's hard work, but elbows, muscles, time, attention. You know what I mean? It's but I love every minute of it. You know what I mean? What is it, in your opinion? Feet have been very important in your life, in everyone's life, but specifically in the kink life, right? What is it about feet? And through the evolution of all these years of being in the community, has your opinion of foot fetish changed?
Has my opinion of the foot fetish changed? Absolutely.
Or evolved.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't inherently I have really sensitive feet, and I've always had sensitive feet, but I wasn't, I wasn't particularly into foot worship when I got started here. As a matter of fact, a partner of significance, not the one that can deep throat my that could deep throat my foot.
We'll talk about that.
The one that was before him actually had an anti-foot fetish thing. He was just grossed out by feet. He thought they were nasty. So that wasn't part of our repertoire. And he was, a significant partner for a significant number of years. And then my next partner had this. The next one is the one that could deep throat my feet. And he had such a huge foot fetish that I was like, well, I guess, And it kind of overlapped. I was starting dom work as we were starting to get more and more serious. So like the two kind of overlapped each other. And the more I experienced it, the more I liked it. Like, one, I do have super sensitive feet. So if you get it just right, like I can really zone out from a good foot massage. I can, like I don't want to overshare. I can come from a good foot massage. Um,
Yeah.
so if you get it just right,
It's magical when that happens.
mm-hmm.
It's absolutely magical.
It's so relaxing. Again, when it's done right, it's so relaxing. It's so sensual. And typically the people that are into it are so into it.
Oh,
now,
yes.
I have said before, when it comes to like submissive clients, I do have a theory that says, the more that they profess to be into it, the worse the massages that they give. But I think that has far more to do with how nervous they are and how performance anxiety compared to a partner. Partners that have been into it have always done a fair job,
So if anyone out there listening to this, if you have any foot questions, feet questions, and I'm talking like real foot questions, not like, do you ever the feet? No, I'm talking like, show up, and really, we're interested. Now you mentioned your ex could deep throat your size 8 like a sword swallower. Deep throat your size 8 like a sword swallower. So, okay, I want to paint a picture for the viewer, right? How does that happen? Where are you sitting? Are you standing? Are you at the beach? Are you in the woods? Are you in the bedroom?
Oh, he's done it many times.
Okay, he could just do it like on the street.
No, well, he's done it in like we used to do. So like, I don't want to go too much. Like he's also in the community, and people might know. I mean, anyone who knows me knows who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I don't want to.
Don't name names.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to over-identify him, and I also don't want to share anything that might make.
Of course not. No.
But anyways, once upon a time, we used to do club work together, and I'm pretty sure that he has done. I'm pretty sure he's done that at club events before in the past, but I'm talking ages and ages ago. But also, in our private life, he was just like super into my feet, and he'd be massaging them, kissing them, enjoying them, and just like start working them, and could take quite a bit. Like again, size 8 feet, and be able to take like pretty much all of it.
Can you show that again? I gotta take myself.
And they are really narrow.
Thank you very much. Any new legendary foot stories? That, or has the soft and sweet but trying too hard stereotype held too strong?
So I have a couple that I see that have like the female partner has a foot interest, and I get to torment her feet while her partner watches, and that's like they're like my new favorite clients. They're just amazing. They're so much fun, and I hang out with them every so often.
All right, you mentioned all right, stereotype check. You said foot fetishes tend to be sensual. Do you still agree with that?
I would still say that's true. Not all. Tend to be.
Okay, here's the situation. I was at a dungeon. All right. I was at a dungeon, and I guess because Nicholas Tanek, right? Some guy asked me, he goes, is there a person you could ask me to, I could massage their feet.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there is. I did introduce him to some people. I don't think it happened, but I tried. You know what I mean? So let me ask you a question. For someone who does have a foot fetish, and if they're at a dungeon, they don't know how to close the deal, so to speak, and they want to massage someone's foot. What advice would you give them?
Okay, let me give a different pointer first, and then we'll circle back to that. If
Please.
you don't mind. You talking about somebody asking you, who can you find that you were actually at an event and what have you, right? So I went to an event, God, it's been a while now, probably close to a year ago at Princess Dandy's dungeon up in New Hampshire, right?
Hmm.
And she has a system now. I don't know how long she's been doing it. 'Cause I don't think that was the first time I've been to her event, and I don't remember it from before. But in any case, maybe it was the first event I've been to. Anyways, she has a system right where coats are getting, coat check and parking your stuff and coming in and all that. She's got a board set up with pens and pieces of paper, a cork board. So you write on the piece of paper, I'm really hoping to find blank tonight, and you pin it up there, and maybe you put your name. Did everybody have their name on this? I can't remember that part. But in any case, so like I found this little kitten to have a tickle party with, because pinned on the board was, I'm hoping to experience tickle torture tonight. I love tickle torture. I don't get to do it often enough. It's not an often asked for request. And so, so now I find Dandy and I'm like, do you know who it is who's looking for tickle torture? She points out the person who's looking for it. I'm like, let her know that, I'm down to provide that for her if she's interested. And so like Princess Dandy did the go between real quick. And then, again, don't want to give names, the person who was interested, her and I, found a little corner and negotiated our scene. And from there, like, a friendship has developed and whatever. She's real sweet. But what a brilliant idea to like, so there's no pressure. And now you don't feel like the awkward, like if somebody turns you down when you're asking for something, you don't have to take it personally. You know what I mean? Like you put it up there and it's on each other to find each other. Do you see what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, totally.
I love the concept. And if ever I'm hosting parties again, I'm going to tip Princess Dandy for coming up with the idea and steal it.
Great. Oh, great. Okay. So you clarified you're not a Switch anymore.
I don't think
Just
I've ever, like, there was a period where I kind of thought that's what I was, but like my trajectory, I think maybe I misexplained it. When I very first started in the scene 100 million years ago, I fully identified as a sub, and being a pro dom was just, a way to pay the bills. And super quick, I started enjoying it, and like some confusion. So am I not a sub? Am I a top? And what? And in that phase, I guess I would say, the word I thought was appropriate was a switch. But as more and more time went by, like any interest in submitting just passed, just wasn't a thing anymore. And right about the same time when I was really identifying that with language, like, no, I'm a top and that's who I am. And I'm not interested in switching. That's when my top popped back up in my life and was like, hey, and we realized we were both in the scene. And, he's not switchy at all. And I was like, maybe this is something that I can explore now. And, how lucky for me. How lucky for him.
nice. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. It's like in a movie.
Yeah.
How has that dynamic evolved since we last talked?
So that was the only thing I considered. Like, should we take that out or should we leave that in? We're like, we are still in our dynamic. It's in a funny place right now. He's had some significant changes in his life. I'm in, like, we're just not like our paths aren't like, they're just not doing a good job of running parallel like they used to. So I'm not quite sure like where we're at right now. We may have had our first fight the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's, I mean, everybody, that's actually healthy. If you, yeah, if you approach a fight like in an argument in a healthy way, and and especially if you solve it, if you come through an argument, you're stronger as a couple. Oh my God, as a partners, everything.
I don't know. Maybe I need to talk to some subs and like get some advice here or something, right? Because we don't share vanilla lives, right? Like we have completely separate vanilla lives.
Yes.
I can talk to him about any part of mine or what have you, but like we don't have cross vanilla lives. And we don't have I wouldn't even say we necessarily had a fight, but we definitely, like, I left the conversation less than happy. And in part of the conversation, I was like, if you are, to myself, I didn't even say this out loud, if you were anybody else on the planet, this is not how I would be responding. And I I've been kind of throwing that around since then. Like, so what does that mean? Does that mean like how do you navigate from staying in a respectful place, staying in a staying in a place of gratitude, I guess, is
Yeah.
what's important to me, but also express like this isn't going my way, because that wasn't it. But like I was feeling unheard, even though whatever.
I definitely understand that feeling. I 100% understand that feeling.
And if I were in that position with anybody else, like
I've
partner,
been there.
friend, whatever, I would have just went for the jugular. I just would have like.
Oh God! Yeah.
I'm not
How many
talking
times?
physically. I'm not talking physically, but I would have like told them. I would have been like, "Listen, bud," and I would never talk that way. You know what I
And
mean?
it's
Like,
going
I
for.
don't back down when I feel like I'm not being heard. I get super.
I'm the
clear.
same way. I feel the same way, and many times I could be very. I'm a loving person. I'm very calm, but I'm also very observant, and I could I could use what I observe to like point a mirror in front of you, and because you're upset that I'm talking the truth, about yourself, that triggers you, and that
exactly,
or even like any kind of when people don't like to see other people happy sometimes, or in relationships or just successful, there's a lot of elements to an argument, and the most important thing is that we have to move forward, and we have to work together. Communication. It's all about communication, getting things done.
Right.
Let's move forward. But you said dating another kinky person gives you that raw honesty vanilla folks miss, right? As you said. So what's one soul bearing conversation you and your top that made the relationship stronger? Let's try to like move it into a positive thing, right? Because you're talking about that. The beauty of, before we answer this question, Sunshine and I have to admit, I'm honest, and people don't like the honesty sometimes, but I can't lie. I don't want to have time to deal with fucking
What astrological sign are you?
Leo.
Okay, it's another fire sign, of course.
I'm a Leo. So, but the beauty of it is that we have soul bearing conversations,
right?
And those things. So that makes the kink life stronger. That makes the sex life stronger. You know what? That makes just like going to the store together strong. You know what I mean? So what's a soul bearing conversation that you have with your top? You don't have to get crazy technical, but just the topic wise. Let's put it that way.
Well, we've had a lot of them, and I would say the ones where, he's reminding me of things that I've, when he's helping me to keep on track with my goals and things that I've already accomplished, and just and give it, like sometimes having worked in this industry for as long as I have, every once in a while I have some insecurities about like my contributions to society. Like my job is just play, and could I? Well, no, I don't. I don't really feel that way day to day. But I'm saying, like, in moments of self doubt, moments of like I could have, should have, would have, whatever. And he's really good at keeping me, and reminding me that like what I do is important too, and that I'm really good at what I do, and I should be proud of it, just like anybody else. And I don't often need those reminders, but when I do, he's the best person for delivering them.
Sunshine does that for me too, and it's so beautiful, and that really goes
with from somebody whose opinion you trust, but also who has a high standard.
Yes, and that's why I have to thank the ladies in the New Jersey kink community, because they taught me to be on the right path and to do the right thing, and if I fuck up, I can answer not only to Sunshine, I can answer to all of them.
That sounds very that sounds like a lot of pressure.
So I bow to you. All right, let's move it on. Here's a question: what's one obsession kink, or you could just say fetish kink, that you see in sessions that actually makes total sense once you hear the backstory? Before you answer, let me I just discovered this, right? So Sunshine comes in with like a white blouse, a silk white blouse, and it looks very school teachery. She got a rule. We're just playing around because with outfits, and we're literally right before the show, and new outfit, and it looks very school teachery, and it's I'm a writer. So I have a fetish for lingerie. So I mean, I couldn't concentrate just from her standing. She wasn't doing anything. She was just standing
Right.
there.
It
You
wasn't
know what I mean?
intentional. It's just
And
existing.
so I look back. So I'm thinking, and I'm talking with her, and we're having one of these soul bearing conversations, and we're talking with her about my days of being an English teacher. No, I'm sorry, my days of being an English student, and my obsession with my pleasing my English teacher and getting good grades and behaving and being wrong. Like it's as simple as that, but it's pretty wild.
Mhm.
So, what's one obsession or fetishist kink that you see in sessions that actually makes total sense once you hear the backstory?
I'm gonna say they all do. If a person has the insight to know their backs, to know where their interest came from, and they trust me enough to share it with me, and they're able to tell me about it, it always makes sense. I mean, like, in so much as anything in this human experience makes sense. I mean, none of it makes sense, but it does all make sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I have a thing for striped shirts. Like, I
Me
just
too.
I love a black and white striped shirt, like a horizontal black and white striped shirt. And I didn't like there's a handful of places I know when I was a kid that like do you remember what the hell's the name of it? It's not Bananarama. What's with
Store?
there were three characters. There are people in
Man,
suits. What's that television show? It was a kids television show. It was mid
Bananarama was bad.
not the band. This is the Banana Rambles. I don't fucking remember their name. Anyway, there used to be short clips inside of this television show. Okay, so there was the main television show that was these little characters running around doing goofy things. And then there were these little clips inside of them. And in the little clips, there was this pirate story with the girl Becky, and they would tie her up, and the pirates are dressed in stripy pirate outfits and all this. I was probably like, I don't know, 7 years old, 6 years old watching this. And like, I'm pretty sure that's where my striped shirt started from. And then there's also another one, I forget what, a Disney movie with oh, what's the actor's name? I can't think of it. Again, a really old movie that I saw very young. The song the dude is singing is "Have a whale of a tale to tell you, lads, a whale of a tale or two," and he's like singing, dancing. And again, it's on a ship. He's got a striped shirt on. He's blonde. He's kind of an Errol Flynn kind of look, but that's not who it is. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that's exactly where my striped shirt obsession started with, because he was just handsome and singing and fun and playful, and like, that's when your wiring is happening.
Yeah. Tease, denial, and
Mhm,
playful
that's
kink.
my favorite.
You nailed the ultimate denial vibe on the OnlyFans. You're aggressively flirty. It shows a lot with
Have you checked out my OnlyFans?
everybody. Check out their OnlyFans. So what's your favorite new way to edge and deny someone these days? Is it verbal? Is it visual, or is it something a
Oh,
little extra evil?
all of the above. All of the above. I love, so verbal can be tricky because if the person isn't giving you good feedback, it's hard to gauge, have you gone too far for them? Like, are they not, is this not the right thread to pull for them? Or are they nonverbal because it is such the right thread they can't communicate anymore? It's hard to
Mm.
suss out which is happening with verbal stuff. But with visual stuff, you can typically tell, like if I'm doing something and the person's leaning in, clearly they're into it. If their breathing is changing, their look is changing, all those kind of things. So visual stuff I think is easier to oh, that was something I went to with my vanilla best friend too. We went to a naughty gingerbread Christmas thing last year. It was her idea, it wasn't even my idea. But
Wayward silhouettes showing some love.
I wonder if
Sunshine. Oh, wayward silhouette.
I know somebody who uses silhouette in her name, and I wonder if that's them or not. Do you know who that is?
No,
Do
I
you
do
know
not.
Wayward Silhouette? So I know
Uh,
somebody who uses Satin Silhouette is her name in kink spaces. So I want, like, just because it has silhouette is what's making me
Yeah,
weird.
but especially when with YouTube, the names can change, and so please
Right.
forgive us
And
if we don't recognize your name. Please forgive us. Oh, Sunshine says, "Hello, Cassidy Cream.
Hi, Sunshine. How have you been?
So great to have you back on YKF." Oh, Nick. He says, "Nick, remember the Chastity Tears poem."
Okay.
Okay. You want to write a poem? You like poetry?
I love poetry. I'm going to be
You like-
doing a poetry class real soon with I'll tell you about
you-
that after you tell me what you're telling me.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. All right, this is an artistic show. This is all about art. So the theme of this is about creativity, art, and all that. I'm working on a community poem called
Okay.
Chastity Tears.
I like
Okay.
it.
All right. And each line is written by one guest on the show. On the show.
One line.
One line, and we put it all together. Okay. Oh, Sunshine, I do not have my phone. It is, I don't know where it is. If you could come upstairs and help me find it, or send me that line, I'll add it to the doc. But okay, back to the poem. I'm writing a poem called Chastity Tears, and it's from the eyes of it's spoken by the woman, the key holder. Doesn't have to be a woman, but it's just the key holder. We can make it generic. So each line is written by a different person, right? This is what I have so far, and just keep in mind, I'm not telling you who write, but like we got some people, so we have.
So each one of these lines was written by somebody different at different times, even.
And at different time, and I want you to add one to it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So it says, "Drip chastity tears for me. When you feel your panties soaked with tears, that just makes you drip some more for me. The confining moment where your surrender begins, there's an extension of my hands sits your caged desire. Permanent frustration." So yes, add a line. What line would you, now keep in mind, you are talking to someone in chastity and you are actually talking about chastity tears. So you want them to leak, perhaps come in their panties or something like that. So one line. You want to come back to it, or you want to?
Yeah, we're gonna come back to it. Can we keep it like can we?
Oh yeah, just one line. Just be.
Okay.
Oh, it'll be available. It'll be available. Okay. All right. So let's get back to it. Prejudice against professional doms in the kink community. How has that changed? I mean, I'm noticing that throughout. Yeah. I mean, it happens. It comes and goes, just like anything. There's always.
It does.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that these days?
Well, I think I'm finally in a place where the opinions of others really, I mean, I don't know if it ever mattered to me, but it matters less and less to me as time goes on.
I know what you mean. Life is short. Life is short, Cassidy. We don't give their opinion doesn't mean shit.
Exactly. My particular, like the one that like I find the most amusing is when I'm on FetLife and I get messages from somebody, and I love that they've added. I could always tell because it's, your member number kind of gives away how long you've been here, but not to the date, like you could just get a feel based on how long somebody's number was, right? Like, Are they new or have they been here for a while? But anyways, now that they've added that, member since, and it actually has the date, I love that even more. And so, but the people that contact me, mostly male people, don't tend to read that. They don't tend to notice that my date says, I think 2009 or something ridiculous. Like I've been there forever. And so they'll get in my inbox and they're like, they haven't read through a profile. They haven't looked at any of my content. They're just like, "Hey, baby, can I take you out?" And like, I say it so often, I'm not interested in dating males. Like, I guess shoot your shot, but like, I only engage with males professionally. That's just where I am now. And, so when I say that, and I say that tactfully, and I say it kindly, and I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but I only engage. If you're looking to set up a professional session, we can continue this conversation. Otherwise, I'm just not interested. Have a nice day. And they'll always respond with variations of, "If you were a real dom, blah, 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 you wouldn't be charging for it." because if you were a real hairdresser, you wouldn't be charging to do your job. If you were a real doctor, you wouldn't be getting paid to treat people. Like, I don't know how you can get any more real than being a professional who has, dedicated my whole adult life to the community. But all the same, that is how newbies respond to, I'm only here for professional engagements with men.
I look at it this way. I could be wrong. Who knows? People like you, though, feed the community. Not only with imagination, but with money. Seriously.
Exactly.
Because you bring the people together. Events, if people doms didn't show at these big events or anything like that, I mean, it would be very different. You know what I mean? Let's put it that way.
I just went to Weird and Kinky here in, in what town was it hosted in? It was up by Salem, Mass, right? I haven't been to that it was just a fetish flea market, essentially. There was probably 20, 25 vendors there. It was, smaller than some of the ones I've been to in the past. Anyways, I walked up the stairs. I took a head count. Like I did it once around the building of, how many vendors are here and how many different, because there's, you see a lot of repeats as you go through tables, right? How many different kind of vendors are here? How many different jewelry places? How many different paddle places, etc. And I purchased from 75%. There was only like 2 tables that I didn't purchase from because they legit didn't have things that I needed. And I couldn't even think of like, oh, could I gift somebody something here? Like it just wasn't a fit. But I spent, the equivalent of my Christmas shopping was done at this one event. And I probably, spent quite a bit there. Anyways, and that's who is supporting these events. That's who's supporting kink artists and other professionals. And it's DOMs that are hosting education, like workshops and what have you. Not myself per se, but we are the backbone of the community. And it'd be nice if occasionally people remember that.
I'm trying to bridge the gap.
Yeah, I know you do.
I tried. Trying. All right. Let's talk about one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you up, because I love your inspiration. You are very inspiring to me. I have a new show. The YKF Cinema Show. Okay. So I love movies. All I do is talk and babble about movies all the time. I'm at munches. I'm at dungeon parties. Oh my God, I just never stop talking about movies. I love it. I always have, since they're very special. The romance of going to the theater or sitting just on a couch or in bed watching it with someone you love. It's a beautiful experience to talk about the stories, the events, how it reflects to you, how, and then talking about it shows you about each other. We watched Marty Supreme yesterday or 2 days ago. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's Timothy Olyphant plays a ping pong champion.
Okay.
In the 50s, and it's against after World War II. So there's like Japanese and the American versus Japanese kind of post-war vibe. You know what I mean? And the guy it's an amazing movie. It's an absolutely amazing movie. I mean, it has its flaws, of course, but it's an absolutely amazing movie.
What's it called?
Marty Supreme. And we're talking about it. And it raises questions and it raises discussions about drive, morality, friendship, all that stuff. So what I want to do is I want to make a show about kinky people talking about film. That's what it is. It's kinky people talking about film. Shout out to Dan Killian. Hopefully he's going to make a song for theme song for it and everything. So we're going to have, it's going to start off. We're going to have, we have a whole list of films, right? And we are going to basically, anyone who has a film that they want to talk about, me, I'm obsessive compulsive. I love research. I find out everything there is to know about that film. I try to make it as interesting as possible. And then, we're going to talk about it. So one of the things we're going to ask is what kink films inspired you and why? What kink films inspired you?
I think one of my the first kink films I've ever encountered was Barbarella, and I didn't really have an appreciation for how much impact it had on me until I revisited. You know, like the first time I saw it, I was a kid, and then I revisited it, and I as a kid, it had quite the impact on me. But later, I watched the movie for the first time as an adult, probably in my 30s, like 20 years ago. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, I wonder if that's why, you know, like we were talking earlier about where your kinks come from and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's why I'm into that. And that's where that might have come from. And just rewatching it more recently, too, like, there were so many scenes that I was like, oh, yeah, I remember how that made me feel.
I haven't seen Barbarella in so long. I would absolutely love to watch Barbarella. Yeah,
Mhm.
the last thing I remember of Barbarella is her floating naked, like
Mhm.
upside down, and that's the beginning. It's
That's
like
the opening
Barbarella,
scene.
psychedelia, or something like that,
That's the
right?
opening scene. She's in the space costume, complete with like the headpiece, you know, the rounded headpiece, and she's upside down, undressing herself, and full nudity, and yeah,
Yeah, and then I
quite
remember
an
some
impression.
guy. Yeah, okay, we'll get into it on our on the Barbarella show, but we got
Mhm.
some. Oh my God, we got a list. So cool. We got. Oh my God, we got. Let's see what we got. Hold on. The films. Yeah, we got a nice little list. Let's see what we got. I sent out a special invite. Yes, we have. Here, I'll check this out. Let me remove this. So I'm sending a special invite. Okay. Right. So we're doing short bus. We're doing In the Realm of the Senses, Tampopo. Pilion. Pilion is booked. We got Briska coming in for Pilion. It's amazing. Briska and the Sunshine together. Have you ever seen Pilion?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
No, I'm feeling so uneducated here. Like
You're
there's
gonna
so
love
many
it.
here I'm
This is
not familiar
my
with.
goal. My goal is like we're all gonna be educated together on film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're all
We're
gonna
gonna
expand our knowledge base.
right on, right on. Yeah. Pilion. Do you like Alexander Skarsgård?
Mm-mm.
You don't know who he is?
No, should
Oh
I?
God. Oh yes, you should. Here, let me Pilion. Yes, for our upcoming show. Um, where is it? This. Uh, oh, I needed like a producer. Share screen, Pilion. This. Okay. This is Pilion and Alexander Skarsgård. This is a straight up, it's a male dom with a male sub. But what this is important for the show. Usually I interview female doms, but this is a very
Mhm.
good representation of the BDSM community. At least I
Mhm.
think. I mean, everything's flawed.
Did you say male on male DS
Male, yeah,
relationship?
it's all
Yeah.
it's a male on male, yeah, yeah. But it's one of those movies that like you could turn it off because people get so aroused while watching it.
Gotcha.
It's yeah. So what other stuff we got? We have Fallow, Private Tokyo Decadence, Sallow, or 120 Days of Sodom with Goddess Sika is doing that. We have Barbarella with Cassidy Cream, Secretary Briska. I'm looking for Fetishes, the Nick Broomfield documentary. Safe Word, the Japanese. I think it's 2022. Safe Word. Alucarda with Mischief Genevieve. Our first show. Our first show is next Sunday with Mischief Genevieve. Alucarda. Do you like nuns on fire?
I don't
What is
think
it,
I've ever
Cassidy?
experienced nuns on fire.
Let me ask you a question. Have you
Yeah.
in your travels throughout the kink community, have you noticed a lot of Satanists?
Have I noticed a lot of what?
Satanists.
In the kink community specifically?
Yeah.
Um, Goodness, I don't think so. Like I actually happen to know several in my
So do
outside of
I.
the community, but I don't think off the top of my head, I don't think any are any in the kink community.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah,
And so
because
many
this
people are confused by what that means. Even
exactly. That's
it
true.
sounds so
Alex
scary,
Crowley and
and yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna. I think this movie. It's gonna generate that kind of discussion. Which
yeah.
stay tuned for that. We're gonna do Alec Carta. Yeah. So let me ask. Let's just get into it. What character in any film would you dom?
In any film ever,
Yeah,
um,
that you
any
want to literally dom and have a good time doing it, or have a yeah.
um, oh, well, we're gonna bring Bowie back, and Bowie as Jareth, who's like such a dommy character
In
already. That
Hunger.
we're gonna switch that all around.
You're talking about the vampire
Bowie,
movie.
no, Bowie in Labyrinth.
Oh,
Like him,
Labyrinth. Oh,
Bowie
the
playing-
Goblin King.
yeah, the Goblin King. No, the Goblin King's my bitch. we're gonna switch that all up there. Like that's not gonna. You're not stealing my baby and taking him to the Goblin City. We're getting the kid back, and we're ruling this whole place.
Nice.
All these little goblins work for me now.
All right. Now this is a whimsical show.
Mhm.
Of all the movies that you've watched your whole life,
Yeah.
I know you don't do this, but there's some people. What character would you sub for?
What character would I sub for? Oh, we're going with vampires here now. We're going with Lestat, of course, from the original Interview with the Vampire when he is his most evil. But yeah, we're going with Lestat from Interview with the Vampire.
What movies should we do for YKF? Do you think? I mean, I listed a bunch, but
there's so many. There's
I
so
know.
many. You should go all over.
And out there, anyone out there watching this, throw some movies in the chat that we should do for YKF.
Are we gonna like introduce like non-kink movies that have caused
exactly
have contributed to kink, like things like Willy Wonka?
Here's the experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's or the artistic obstruction, right? It has to be a friend, your kinky friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a kinky friend, and it has to be a movie that moves them. So that movie, it's a movie you like that you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to talk me. I mean, and I love movies, so I'm easy to talk into,
Mm-hmm.
but you basically have to talk me into, we talk about it. I ask you what you think, you ask me what we think. You have to talk me into prove why it's good or why it's worth it. I am kind of harsh when it comes to critiquing things.
Are you really?
Yeah, but I still love and appreciate it, but I can still see flaws. You know what I mean? It's art. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. So what movies do you think we should do?
I tend to be really black and white with stuff like that. Like I either hated it or I loved it. There's no
really?
Yeah.
Okay. What movies do you think of off the top of your head?
Well, I think definitely the Interview with the Vampire movies.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We were talking about it the other day in that other conversation. Yul Brynner, Why Isn't It Coming to Me, etc. Yul Brynner, The King and I.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. The King and I.
The King and I would be great for it.
Wait, what was the first one? Willy Wonka?
I said that before. Yeah, Willy Wonka.
But what was
the whole, the whole Brad experience, could really, plays it. I think Bratty behavior and Willy Wonka go together. I have
I went to the Manor. I went to the shout out to everybody at Mischief Manor. Everybody, I love everybody there. All right. They suggested Love and Leashes. I haven't seen that yet, and I felt embarrassed that I didn't even know about this. Usually, because I kind of brushed it off as you see something on Tubi or Netflix real quick, and you're like, there are other things that I wanted to watch before this, So I never came up, but I'm gonna definitely check that out. To Wong Fu.
Oh,
you
I
ever
love
watch Tu
that.
Wong Fu?
Yeah, I've seen that. I
Yes.
love that movie.
We were in the city. We were in the city. We're so young. Oh my god. And we couldn't. I guess we got caught up. We are going to I think NASA or something like that. We got caught up in one of the streets where they're filming something, right? And they were filming one of the nightclubs. There was a night in the beginning. They're in New York City, right?
Yeah.
They're coming out, right? And yeah, and I forget what they're coming out of. Yeah, and but like there was a huge crowd like that's blocked off that you couldn't see. So like we kind of like, saw like a glimpse of it, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, we couldn't see
That's
anything. We couldn't see anything at all.
Yeah.
But my friend Rita was like, Patrick Swayze looks gorgeous. You know, like you couldn't see
That's
anything. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What movie should we not do for YKF?
I don't know if I've got ones that you shouldn't do. I mean, even if they're controversial, you probably should still do them
Do all of
because,
them.
you know, exactly. I don't think you should censor yourself. I mean, unless it's stupid. You just don't.
Unless it's stupid. What about something like this? A Serbian film.
I don't know this one. What is this?
This is a hardcore one. It's banned. Netflix won't even carry it.
Oh, okay.
Film. Yeah, we'll tell. That's a whole other thing.
Is it violent or sex? Like what?
It's sex, violence. It's really wild stuff. But here's one of the things that we are coming up. Sallow or this is going to be a wild one. This was banned, right? This movie, Sallow or 120 Days of Sodom, right? The Marquis de Sade wrote a book called 120 Days of Sodom, right? And it's about four libertines who basically kidnap 18 people and they just sexually torture them and eventually murder them over the course of 120 days. But there's an elegance involved to it. It's really kind of creepy and it's a metaphor for like fascism. So he made a movie. This guy Pier Pasolini, this poet, filmmaker, made this movie about it, and it's harsh. It's harsh, but a lot of what's interesting about it, I think, is that a lot of the power dynamics and the exploitation of power within the kink community is almost in a metaphor because Pasolini was very kinky, very, this Italian filmmaker. It's pretty wild. All right. Which movie should not be made into a musical? That was something we were talking about at the Manor.
I think every movie should be made into. I love musicals. Make them all into musicals. No,
I asked this question. The first thing Sunshine said was Schindler's List, and it almost had a simultaneously with somebody else.
Okay, I suppose there's lots of serious movies that should not be made into musicals. That would be disrespectful. None of those came to mind.
But look at Cabaret. Doesn't Cabaret end with them going to the gas chamber? I think they do. All right. So you're not doing Secretary. What is your opinion of Secretary?
I love Secretary. I love the movie. I mean, there was a lot of stuff in it that I was like, for real. Like,
when did you first watch it?
I first watched it when it was new. I've seen it. So I should revisit it soon because it's been a while. But it was a favorite movie of mine and an ex's. So like, it has some connotations with him with it. So I haven't revisited it because of that. We definitely had lots of conversations about it after watching it because there's some parts of it like the age gap factor. What's her name? Maggie
Gyllenhaal.
Thank you. And Spader.
James Spader.
There had to have been a 20-year gap between them, right?
I believe so,
at the time, give or take. And so starting with that, like. And he's definitely, he's a successful attorney and has more financial resources and blah, blah, blah. So like, does that factor into, and also she just, that was one of the parts, the first time I saw it, that was one of the parts that like we talked about at length. She'd just gotten out of a mental hospital when she goes to get this job for him. You know what I mean? Like that is the opening. She had just had, she had just been hospitalized. She had just gotten out of a situation where she was hospitalized. possibly for a suicide attempt, or at least for for self-harm of some variety. There's the whole cutting and everything. And is she in a position to agree to and consent to a relationship like this? And then he kind of like, he opens up this idea for her, and then he kind of leaves her hanging. But in that, she does some exploring on her own. She, has her own experiences outside of it. And so that, for me anyways, that kind of redeems the story, and makes it seem more equal than it might have been otherwise.
I first saw Secretary. I was it was at this time where I was this trying. I wasn't like out as a really kinky person. I was just a guy who loved to fuck, right? So I was just like, I was always I was a mess when I was younger. But yeah, it inspired me, and I knew it was like a romantic comedy for me.
Right.
In a weird way, because like you go to a romantic comedy with somebody and it's like you talk about it, stuff like that. It was, and it always led to a discussion about sex, and once you can discuss sex, it's a beautiful movie. I think that it deals with about the hope of you could find acceptance, like
Right.
you could find someone who's just as quirky as you, just as different, as you. And at first you're like, there are consent issues, hardcore consent issues with this movie.
Right.
It, nothing's perfect. I mean, no, it is a movie, right? Like when he jerks off on her, right? Like bosses shouldn't do that. Like usually don't do that. Your lawyer really boss,
right?
I mean, he's a lawyer. He knows better.
He certainly know better.
All right, Stan's coming through. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
what did you say? Check this out. Stan, he's doing the due diligence as he is as one of the consulting producers. He gave me this list. Let's see what we think about this list. I think this is awesome. Okay, let's check it out.
That's too little for me to see.
All right, I'll read it for you. The feeling that the time for doing something has passed. I don't know that one. The Notorious Betty Page, great movie. The Notorious Betty Page. That's excellent. I think, what's her name? Gertrude. Liv Tyler's in that. The guy from The Wire. It's an HBO, made for HBO film. Leap Year. Haven't seen it. Gotta check that one out. Sanctuary. Yes, Sanctuary is. I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but it's definitely good. Yeah, it's better than we should do it. We should do it. Yeah, I like it. Now it's a good movie. If I remember, I liked it. Bitter Moon. That's gonna be a hard one. It's a hard one to find. That's Roman Polanski. Bitter Moon. Yeah. There's this scene, right? There's this scene in Bitter Moon. I was watching this Bitter Moon. This whole movie is Hugh Grant basically talking to Peter Coyote, who's in a wheelchair, and Peter Coyote's telling his story about his lover. And the one thing I remember from this movie is that he's telling the story about and he's naked. No, I'm sorry, she's not naked. She's not naked. She comes in the room, big hair, like from the 80s, like all teased up, dominatrix outfit, garter belt, stockings. She's got I think she has a riding crop. She's like, "Where's my piggy? Where's my?" She's all like, French, like angry French. She's like, "Where's my piggy?" And he's hiding and wearing a pig mask. That image I can't get out of my head from that movie. So every time I see that movie, I think of that. S&M Judge. Do you know that movie? Dangerous Method. That's about Carl Jung. I'm a big Carl Jung. Yes. David Cronenberg. Nymphomaniac. Yes. We got to add that to the list. Did you ever see that?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, wow. Lars Van Trier. We're going to do that one. 9.5 weeks. The uncut version. 9.5 weeks. Thanks to Mr. Shari. She brought 9.5 weeks.
Long time, but yeah.
Yeah. Preaching to the Perverted. I did that on The Growl. We could do it again later. The Image. Yes. The Image. Yeah. Dogs Don't Wear Pants. I haven't seen that. Duke and Burgundy. Starla is going to do that one. Bitter Tears of Petra von Kant. I believe that's a...
that was the year I was born, it looks like.
Yeah. I forgot who. Fassbender movie. Yeah. Fassbender. Matrice, that's an excellent movie. They really nail a cock to a board in that movie. Gerard Depardieu. Exit to Eden. Exit to Eden.
Seen Exit to, I've read and seen Exit to Eden.
The book's much different, I heard. Yeah. You know, from what I read, from what I remember.
Yeah. That's Anne Rice,
finish
under one of her pen names.
Yeah. Anne Rice. The Story of O. Story of O. I want to definitely do the Story of O. I actually have a mini series. What's your opinion of the Story of O?
It's so mixed. I mean, I mean, on the one hand, like the fantasy of it is so intense and so captivating, but the I don't know, I don't think it translates real well into real life, you know? Like,
oh no, it's even Luc Besson in the commentary was like, "This is a fantasy." He's doing the check out the fantasy with the Story of O. If you could, everyone check that out.
Right.
All right. Let's break it down. So we have Barbarella coming up. Short Bus, the Duke of Burgundy, Story of O. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue the interview. AI and Kink. Cassidy, how have you been evolving with AI?
I'm scared of I'm scared of answering this question truthfully.
Why? It's going to be angry at you? You're scared that AI is going to be angry at you?
Oh no, my digital overlord has already promised me I can be a goddess in the new world, so it's all
good. Oh, good.
No, I see, and I do understand it. I'm not half as flaky as I allow myself to sound in public, right? So I hear the objections to AI, and they're all valid objections, and I understand it, and I do think it's wrong to steal art from real, to mine art from real artists and turn it into, just mass produced computer generated bullshit that has no, soul to it. But at the end of the day, for me anyways, it's funny, the girl I was hanging out with this weekend, we talk about this all the time. She's my age too. Rewind 20 years ago when Facebook was first a thing, her mother, my mother used to say things like, "Oh, are you on the face page again? Are you telling strangers your address?" Like they just bust our chops about it. And now with AI, it's our children who are our grown children who are saying to us, "Oh, you can't be supporting, AI."
Yeah.
It's stealing
because of the water it uses.
Right. Water, the environment, the impact on people's careers, the impact on the art world and all that. And all of those are valid arguments, right? But here's the thing. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's here.
Yeah, so, can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Exactly. So you have to, and we should have legislation that's controlling that puts some safeguards in place for how it's utilized and where it's utilized, but that's not going to happen. So it's not going to happen right now anyways. It certainly doesn't seem that way. So whatever, you just have to kind of work with it. And if there's ways that you can employ it, I feel like if there's ways that you can employ it in your gig to make your job a little bit easier or to help you manage your, whatever, it's all good. It's not my concern, Yeah.
Definitely.
This is the future.
It is. You can't, it's like the internet.
Right.
You can't,
exactly.
It's here. You have to use it. It's being used on you, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Find places where you can resist, find places where you can push back, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
One thing, speaking of film, since we're talking about movies and cinema and stuff like that, I just saw the remake of The Running Man, directed by Edgar Wright, and AI deepfakes are used all through that movie, and it's an interesting plot twist that adds a whole different level. It makes it incredibly scary. Yeah, incredible. Okay, the magical wand of misconception, Mistress Cassidy Cream. I'm giving you a magical wand. You have one wish.
I have lots of magical wands.
Yeah, but this is the magical wand of misconception. Okay. So you wave it once, right? And one misconception of professional dom work
Boo.
or the kink community is gone, what would you change?
Sure. I don't know. You can keep your misconceptions. Think whatever you want.
That's a great answer. You know what? I'm gonna end it.
I'm gonna live my charmed, magical life. I'm
gonna end it at that. I'm gonna end the whole show at that. Good night. No, I'm kidding. But imagine if I did that. All right. Would you rather?
Okay.
All right. I don't think we've done this before. This is a relatively new one for you. All right. You have to choose one. You can't choose both. You can't have a little bit of all. You have to choose one. It's a game. Would you rather a session be it all psychological or all physical?
Does it matter who it's with? Like it is. No, I'm gonna go with physical.
Okay.
There's only some people. Just if it's just a generic person, there's only some people I'd want to engage in a heavy psychological session with, and not everybody. But I could do a physical session with anybody.
Okay. Would you rather, Cassidy Cream? Would you rather experiment with new kink or just do the standards?
New.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Would you rather a detailed plan session or a spontaneous session?
Ooh, that one's tricky.
It's not like you're at Starbucks and this is like, I want a half calf, decaf, no calf, whatever.
Right.
And, you just start whipping people.
Spontaneous.
What? Spontaneous.
That was a harder one to choose between.
Would you rather sensory deprivation or sensory overload?
Giving or receiving? That changes the.
Interesting. I didn't put it that way. Usually the people I'm interviewing are just always giving it, but let's flip it up. Receiving.
Okay. So receiving with my top only, of course. Overload.
Yes.
Sensory overload. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Self-care rituals. I'm always about improving. I'm trying to live, Cassidy Cream.
Self-care rituals.
And discipline and I think, oh my God. I think, Sunshine has that new outfit. I'm gonna be very disciplined. I think I'm gonna finish my book. The English teacher vibe is there, which I love. But for example, my self-care rituals these days, I don't look at the phone. I drink water first thing in the morning. I drink water. Don't look at my phone. No news. I do a lot of meditate. I listen to some Buddhism. Just write my own narrative type thing. You know what I mean? And I work out and meditate for about 10 minutes, and then I start the day with confidence and so I can write my own narrative. The workout has been helping. It's the meditation has been helping. The silence has been helping. The water has been helping. That's one of my self-care rituals. What's been work? What do you do? Anything?
I am I am really self-indulgent with my self-care rituals. I have so many of them. So I am obsessed with the idea of being a super ager. I want to outlive Martha Stewart and Cher and Jane Fonda are my idols. I want to live to be 120 at a bare minimum. So I do things I do NAD supplements. I do water. I wake up in the morning and I spend before I've even lifted my head off the pillow, I try to spend about 15 minutes on gratitude. What am I grateful for? What was great yesterday? What am I anticipating being great today? I do yoga twice a day, most days, once a day, every day. I am at the gym several times a week. I see my trainer once a week. I spend time in the sauna every week. I take a lot of supplements. I take oxytocin, royal jelly, bee pollen. It just goes on and on. I am very very invested in self-care. And because if I'm not the very best me, I can't show up for you either. So I invest heavily in me.
Okay, if there was a movie and I was going to call it Gimp House,
Is that a real movie or
No,
you're writing
no,
this
no.
movie?
I think because I'm working on like things for the show. So
Yeah.
I think, pitching movies to people, dumb movies that they're hard to explain.
So you're
Because all
gonna
right,
write.
this is inspired by Mistress Claudia. Mistress Claudia, I asked her, what do you need? She was like, you know what? I need like a like a gimp, like a big, powerful gimp who will just do whatever I say and fix my house. Yeah, just a
I need
big
one
like
of those too. We're going to be listing our house and we're looking to buy a new house. So I need a couple of those too.
so if all the gimps lived in one house together, it would be Gimp House.
I get it. Yeah.
It's a reality TV show. Now it's
You just
weird.
come
Would
pick
they
one up
talk?
when you need one and drop them off when you're done.
Yes, exactly.
You in the blue. Come with me.
Yes. Come to YKF Network. Skimp House.
I love this. Forget about making a movie. You should set up the house.
I'm trying to set up a network. Someone's gonna.
Gimp House
I'm not.
Network.
This is. Trust me, I'm not serious about Gimp House. That's why I'm laughing about it. But
Mhm.
yeah. I was gonna have I spelled it wrong. Twink House. All right, the kink community is always evolving. Look, it's beautiful. We're getting older. You said
Yeah.
you said you want to live to 120s. That means both of us have seen some things. We're
Yeah.
wise. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You see, what are some new trends that you start seeing that you're either interested in? I don't want to kink shame anybody, but like,
Right.
what are some things that you're interested in, or maybe you're confused about? Let's put it that way.
I don't know that I've come across anything that's particularly confusing to me recently. I have seen, not I have seen more kink shaming recently than I have at other periods. Just super recently I've seen I've seen people yucking on pleasure doms. How can you I mean, that's not my particular that's not my particular kink, but like how can you begrudge somebody who's into, helping somebody else feel good? Like it seems like a all right thing to me. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
terribly controversial. Um
Everyone
I,
kinks their own way.
right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Everyone like even I get a lot of flack for being me,
Right.
because I am not as much as respect I have for the old guard and everything like that. Um, I have to kink my way, a safe, sane,
Right.
consensual way, and I found some people to do that with. I mean, that's what kink is,
How do you
really the
feel about the
expression.
terminology? How do you feel about the terminology "old guard" being used by people who are not in the gay community? That used to be one of my pet peeves. I've kind of let it go over the years, but like,
Wait, I'm sorry. I was not aware of this at all. Please let us.
so the terminology "old guard" actually
Okay.
refers to like post World War II biker, gay,
Okay.
bandana culture. Like that's where that evolved from. That was a particular subset. I mean, it was like its own community, right? Like old guard. That's who we're so. But like it was then commandeered.
Yeah,
Fast forward, it was commandeered like in the 90s maybe by just and people were using it really just to mean high protocol, not old
mhm.
guard. And now like those two terms are almost interchangeable. And I don't know that a lot of people outside of queer communities even know that that's where it came from. And again, it used to be a soap. I put that soapbox away years ago because
So thank you, Cassidy. This is an educational show.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Oh wow. Okay. All right. What was the last dream you remembered?
Oh, I had like a real. I dream almost every night. I have a lot of lucid dreams. I had a doozy. I often, again, I have a lot of children. I often have pregnancy dreams, like that I'm having another baby, and it's always like really disorienting. Wake up when I wake up. So I had one of those recently where I was having a baby. I was spending time with my real life midwife, who's a friend of mine who I haven't spent time with in a long time, and I was like trying to like figure. This is terrible. I was trying to figure out who the daddy was because I haven't spent time with with my top in a while, and also he's not to overshare, but he's had a vasectomy. That's not on it's not on our radar anymore. And I don't date men. And I was like, so what is this? Like a baby that I was, like in my dream world, it was like I had been pregnant for many years. And now it's getting closer to having the baby and trying to figure out like who's the baby daddy. So that was interesting. And also, like, how am I going to explain to people that I've actually been pregnant for years? And
okay, so now that made me think of, because this is your kinky friends,
yes,
and please, may I have your consent to talk about sex on our show?
yeah, it's your show, so go
Great.
for it.
Thank you.
And also, if you ask me something I don't want to answer, I'm going to tell you.
I'm joking around, but of course I'm not joking around. But I'm like, I'm in a joking way. What's yours? Because you were talking about pregnancy. What is your opinion of the breeding fetish? Or even the terminology of like, I want to be bred by, like even that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, and that wouldn't be terminology that I would use to get hot and bothered. That wouldn't be it. But with that being said, I do think that there's a lot of crossover I don't like to share so much of my vanilla life in kink spaces, but like for a time, I was very invested in the birth community. You heard me say my midwife was in my dream, right? So my children, more than half of them were born at home. At one time I was going to be a midwife myself. Anyways, so I do think there's a lot of crossover between the chemical responses we have to pregnancy and birth and all that, and the chemical responses we have to kink and to those experiences. I got like just derailed in my answer here. Sorry.
Or a breeding fetish.
Yeah, I don't particularly have a breeding fetish, but I do understand where it comes from, or I think I do. And wouldn't it be the terminology I would use? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
It's not my kink, but I kind of get it.
What song makes you say to yourself, I have to dance?
So I am the Dead Milkman. I'll dance to anything.
You'll dance to anything.
I'll dance to anything. Right. Absolutely.
Public Image Limited.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song. I first heard it in like 7th grade.
Yeah. I love the Dead Milkman.
Love the Dead Milk. Shout out to Dead Milk. Check out Philadelphia Femdom. They have a song called Philadelphia Femdom. And it's all this, yes. It's shout out to the Philadelphia. It's a song about a Philadelphia Femdom. Shout out to Mia Action, Philadelphia Femdom. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Spotify. Philadelphia Femdom. Philadelphia Femdom.
My dance party in the car today was actually to Saturday Night Live, Staying Alive came on my playlist today. So I was like doing a whole disco number in my car on my drive home today.
Disco is, you know what I learned? Mm-hmm. You know DMX is?
Yeah, of course.
DMX. Rough Riders. Stop. Boys. Yeah. He's great. Rest in peace. He was amazing MC. Absolutely amazing. He said he loved listening to disco all the time.
Really?
I'm serious. Yeah, think about it. And if you really think about his flow and everything like that, it's like it makes sense. I don't know. Hey, it could be bullshit podcast noise that I've heard, but it does make sense.
It does.
Yeah. All right. So it says ultimate kinky fantasy. Right. I'm thinking about building an ultimate kinky movie.
Okay.
So maybe you could help out with this scene, right?
Okay.
I'm writing this stuff about the manor, mischief manor, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of things happen, but there's a 420 party. So it's a bunch of parties that we have, but one of them is a 420 party. So that opens the door for wild things we could do, and it's a kink. So what would you do if you were going to hallucinate and imagine a wild scene where anything could happen, kinky, at your disposal in the manner.
Can happen. It always does for me. Oh goodness.
And who would you like? Who would you cast in this kinky movie? We're making a movie about
we're
a
doing a
dungeon.
movie, not just a scene.
Yeah.
So who's going to be acting in my kinky movie?
Yeah.
Dead or alive, right? Like I can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's AI now. We could resurrect anybody.
All right, so Bowie's coming back first.
Bowie's yeah.
and Prince too, and Prince and Bowie, not necessarily together, but both of them are in there. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed with possibilities here. I just went blank, Nikki. We have to go up with something else.
It's all right. Rapid fire recommendations.
Okay.
All right. This kind of ups to
if you do a book, I have one handy. So
all right, book. Let's start off with book.
I'm getting my props ready so I can show you the book.
Let's start off with a book. Yeah.
Okay.
Recommend a book.
So we're gonna recommend My Gaping Math Hole. So a friend of mine wrote this, and I got this from. So my friend gave me this for my birthday. My last birthday. Oh, I have stuff in here from the thing, and it's signed by the author. How cool is that? Oh, you get to see my legal name, by the way. How lucky are you? And so I went to last weekend. I went to see ADHD Fever Dream burlesque show because Madison, the author of the book, was there. So she did a reading of one of the poems that's in here that's about Fluffernutter. You're not from Massachusetts. Do you know what Fluffernutter is?
Oh, I know what Fluffernutter is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So she has
Fluffernutter sandwich.
Right. So she has a poem in here about Fluffernutter that she read at the burlesque show. It was so hot. It was so cool. And I got to talk to her because, again, she's a friend of mine. There she is there. This is Madison. How cute is she, right? And the book is just so great. It has all these Massachusetts iconic places in it, and the poetry is great. And I'm going to take her poetry class, and she has one coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm going to sign up for it and take it. But yeah, that's the book I'm recommending tonight.
All right, recommend a film.
A film, Barbarella. We're going to recommend Barbarella. If you haven't seen it already, you should see it before we cover it on the show.
Yes, you have homework, people. Tell them to do their homework. Please,
and if you don't do it, I'll wrap your knuckles with a ruler.
All right. Song. Recommend a song.
A song. We're going to go with Nikki Sweet's Objectify Me. I was listening to that earlier today, too.
Recommend a meal.
A meal. Baked mac and cheese. I'm jonesing for that. I think that's what I'm going to have later.
All right. Recommend art. Any form, any medium.
Of what?
Of art. ART.
Yeah. Performance art is I'm all about performance art right now. Burlesque shows and poetry reading and any sort of interactive live art.
Speaking of poetry reading, do you have a Chastity Tears line?
I was working on that.
Yeah.
Can we put it back on the screen so I can find some inspiration there?
I can do that. Hold on.
Okay.
Bear with me 1 second, please. This is a live show. And
yes.
All right. Chastity Tears. All right. You can't see it, right? It's too small for you to read, right?
Okay, there we go. The rapid fire recommendations is across it. That's so.
What? I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
No problem.
All right. Read it out loud, please.
All right. Well, make it so I can only see a little bit of it. It says chat. Okay. Let's see. Now I can only see the ruler.
All right. I'll read it. No worries.
Okay.
I'll read it. All right. It says, Chastity tears. Drip that chastity tears for me. When you feel your panties soaked with tears, that just makes you drip some more for me. The confining moment where your surrender begins, there's an extension of my hand, sits your caged desire. Permanent frustration. One line. Doesn't have to be long.
No, I know. Why is this so challenging?
You know what? It could be just here. I'll give it an easy one for someone to do. If you know, when someone is totally tough, you could just say the word no, and even that, like that, could be like repeated and add rhythm to the whole thing.
I mean,
So
I
if you
can't say no, of course, but
you're better than that, Cassidy.
I want to say something about eternity here. I
Okay.
want to say, I want to continue this permanent frustration idea.
Okay.
I want to stay with that. You know, like your confinement will echo through eternity.
Oh, yes. Nicely.
I don't know that confinement is quite the right word.
I like confinement. I think it's perfect.
Too, but I don't know if it fits quite here, though.
That kind of sounds like you're burying them alive.
Well, maybe.
It is like or you're gonna be locked up forever.
Right.
And everyone's gonna know. That's what it feels.
The rattle of no. Okay, we gotta rework. We gotta rewrite this line. The rattle of your cage will echo for eternity.
Nice. Oh yeah.
For instead of in.
Nice. Yeah. That's a great one. Oh, Cassidy. Oh, see, we produced art in this episode. That's what we do. Okay, let's read it. Chastity tears. Drip chastity tears for me. When you feel your
the moans of your denial. Can I do 2 lines?
Right, the moans. All right, no, you got to choose. The obstruction is you got to choose one. Here, I'll put the moans of your denial. That is good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Don't tell anybody though.
The moans of your denial are a testament to your devotion. See, you've got me on a roll now.
All right. Okay. This is beautiful.
I love being special and getting away with breaking rules like that. I really
All right.
love it.
All right. Rapid fire recommendations. Recommend a film.
Oh, we did that. We
no. We did. Oh, yeah, we did. I'm sorry. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Word association game.
Oh, yeah.
All right, word association game. Stan, if you're out there, throw some up. Oh, before, you know what? Let's just hit the chat, see what people got to say. Yes. Nick, remember the Chastity Tears poem? Skarsgård was in True Blood. Interview My Kink with Lady Red. Hi, Lady Red. Lady Red is absolutely amazing. I love this. Yes, she is magnificent podcaster. Yeah. Oh God, I can't wait. Okay, don't forget.
Is that the name of her podcast? Interview My Kink?
Interview My Kink with Lady Red. You should check it. Yeah. Oh, she's great. She's so good. All right, Alien, the Species, Skarsgård was in that. And by the way, happy Alien Day.
Today?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure. I'm terrified of aliens. They scare me.
If an alien came into the dungeon.
Yeah.
Right. He'd probably fit in
We wouldn't even notice.
People are so obsessed with their own shit that they're you're and people wouldn't be impressed. People would be, oh, you're an alien, huh? Oh, they're gonna find something wrong with it. Oh, your species did this. Tentacles are symbolic for male toxicity. All right, word association game.
Yes.
All right, word association game. Say the first word or phrase comes into your head. The riding crop.
Yes.
Submissive.
Dominant.
Pearl necklace.
Are you clutching them or wiping them off?
Someone could be making one on someone's neck.
Not mine.
Right. Lock.
Chastity.
Symbian.
Nice. Yes.
Palette wrap.
I love palette wrap. I haven't done that in so long. So much.
You know what? Okay. I skipped it. I skipped it because I didn't want to seem too exploitive. But you said you love palette wrap.
I do.
You said you're willing to talk about sex and kink and everything like that on this show. Your kinky
absolutely.
Friend. It makes sense, right? Okay. So let's play the make it get better game. Okay. It's the make it better game. The make it better game. It's the make it better game, right?
Yeah.
So the make it better game is I already take a good situation. How do you make it better? Right.
Okay.
And this is a true situation. And in this case, it's me. Right.
Yeah.
So I am at the dungeon. There's a lot of scenes going on all over. We don't want to make like a scene. We don't. We're like, we're in the corner. We got the St. Andrew's Cross. Right.
Yeah.
I'm stripped down to stripped. That's hardly a word in this case, but I'm stripped down to the black corset. I believe it was fishnet stockings.
I think we have heard this before.
Yeah.
Having some deja vu here. But
yeah. So they wrapped me up in palette wrap and they put me in front of all of everybody. Right. So I'm locked in chastity. Everything's there. We have the whole dungeon. We had a lot of fun, with impact play toys and everything like that. It was amazing. It was a wonderful, absolute amazing time. How would you have made it better?
I was getting my prop to have it ready. So do you see what it is?
Yeah.
So I use this with saran wrap play all the time. And you see the little blade in there? So we get in there and we're gonna unwrap, like say under your arms, and we're gonna unwrap maybe around, we're gonna cut out the wrap that's around your nipples and what other bits are particularly sensitive. And then maybe we get in there with the crop, or we get in there with tickles, or we squirt some lube or oil or whatever through any of the holes that we've made and get some sensory play happening there. Or we could drop some ice through any of the holes we've made and get some temperature sensory play going in there. Are you blindfolded? Were you already blindfolded?
No, I was not.
You probably should be. Like, it'd be better if you don't know what's about to happen. I'm always of the opinion it's better if you don't know what's about to happen.
That's a great quote.
Thank you.
Always of the opinion. I'm always of the opinion that what?
It's better if you don't know what's about to happen. If you don't see what's about to happen.
Don't know what's about to happen. Okay. Sweet. All right. Word association game. We're continuing. Teasing.
Yes, that's my job.
Power.
That's also my job.
Drone.
That makes me think of boredom because I'm thinking of like droning on and on and on, not droning
like a BDSM sex drone.
Yeah, that wasn't what it made me think of.
And finally, I'm going to retire this joke, but it's still effective and makes people question. Toilet coffin.
I got nothing. I don't even know what that is.
You remember Mistress Claudia? There's this running joke through that story of what the mystery of the toilet coffin. All right, you let your imagination run wild, or don't.
I'm not going to. No, I'm not. No.
All right. I'm trying to perpetuate this theme of kink helps kink, and that's why I like film. We're gonna have this show should be very interesting.
Right.
Andy Muscala, the author, is coming in. He's going to do Russ Meyer films, right? Dan Killian, is going to work on a theme song. You're going to do Barbarella. That's going to be very fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that again. Yeah. So this is going to be great. And it's all about kinky people helping each other out. And the way we could help each other out is to support each other's art. Any other ways you think you could help each other out?
Well, I was going to say along the same lines of supporting each other's art. And what that means, like intangible, is like recommending each other's art to people.
Yeah, that's what this show's all about.
Exactly. And showing up for it, and showing up for people's events, showing up for people's, book signings or live performances, purchasing their merch, purchasing their art, liking and promoting, I think sometimes people pause for a minute and they don't want to look like, like a fangirl or what have you. Like you're seeing somebody you admire post their work, post their content, what have you, and you don't want to seem like too eager, but you absolutely should seem too eager. You should like all their posts and repost their posts and tell them this is something and give them some feedback. I love when you post blank. I love when you have so-and-so on your show. Those kind of things, like, not only encourage the person you admire and like and want to follow their stuff, but it also like brings them to the attention of your friends, like, online and what have you. It brings them to the attention of other people who might also enjoy their work. So we should do that as often as we can. I mean, we shouldn't spend excessive amounts of time online. We should be out in the real world having fun. But when we are online, that's what we should be doing.
Yes. Oh my God. I couldn't have said it better myself. All right. We're wrapping it up. But I always ask this. What advice would you give that you'd wish you'd learned sooner?
Oh, I'm gonna borrow from Cher here, because we've been talking about this interview a lot lately. It keeps coming over. It keeps running through my feed. There's an interview with Cher, probably from 20 years ago or so, where she says, I'm gonna paraphrase it, of course. Essentially, she says, I was pretty wild, but I wish I had been wilder. I was a pretty bad girl, but I wish I was the worst. I wish I had done more bad things. And I just really, a bunch of my friends, Nikki and I have seen it a bunch of times, and somebody else brought it to my attention too, just recently. Anyways, it keeps coming across my radar, and I really feel that. I also was really wild, and I was a really bad girl, but I wish I had been worse.
Yeah.
And I'm making up for it as much as I can now, and trying to have as much fun as I can, any opportunity that I can. And I think that people should, and I don't just mean like doing irresponsible and crazy things, but take risk and do that thing that you really feel called to do, but you also feel a little scared of doing, and post that thing that maybe seems a little bit too much, but again, you really feel called to post it. Write it, create it, whatever it is, just do it. Even if after the fact you're like, oh, that didn't go over the way I thought it would, or it's not as good, whatever, who cares? Keep moving. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to put out bad art. Just do it anyways.
Yes. Do it anyways. That's the problem. A lot of people are just sitting there and they wish, and even with me, I do this myself. I have all these ideas. I want to do, and I'm always pitching them. Oh, we're gonna do a cinema show. We're gonna,
this was a little component of the argument I had with my top. That I have all these ideas and don't follow through on them. And yeah, I have a lot of great ideas, and there's only 24 hours in a day.
But here's the thing. You're having ideas.
Right.
That's it. It's when you don't have ideas, when it's
Right.
it's the loneliest feeling ever, you
Right.
know. So you're having. I'd rather be flooded with ideas than have nothing.
There wasn't the
Unfortunately.
total of it, but yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course. But all right. Oh, Stan is pitching in with some. He got some word association. You want to continue?
Sure.
Word association. Okay. Medical play.
Yes, doctor.
Teacher's pet.
Well, that brings me back to rulers and rapping on your knuckles, but I guess the teacher's pet wouldn't be getting their knuckles wrapped.
Sensory deprivation.
How overwhelming.
Ball gags.
No, thank you.
Mummification.
Yes, I love not receiving, giving, not receiving.
Alien
Oh,
abduction.
there we go with the terrifying aliens again. No, thank
Alien.
you. You keep those aliens away from me. I'm not
Who?
going anywhere with them.
What movie star do you love that like you completely love, that you do anything for?
Movie star do I love that I completely love? Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp played. He was an astronaut's wife. He was in. He went to.
Oh,
Didn't
you're
he go?
right.
Yeah, yeah. What would you? Would you do a scene with Johnny Depp as an alien? What if Johnny Depp was an alien? You know, yeah.
He could be. I
He
mean, like
could
that,
be.
that definitely fits.
All right, all right. We got to move it out. Keep it KIM. Keep it moving. Vacuum bed.
I regret selling my vacuum bed.
Really? Why is that?
I did it at a time when I thought I was retiring, like, I don't know, 15 or so years ago. It was just another thing that, was carrying around. And at the time I needed cash. So I parted with it and I miss having it. It was fun. It didn't get a whole, it's, not something that every client requests, but when somebody does enjoy that, like it is the right tool for the job.
Yes.
So I miss having it.
Magic wands.
Yes. Fun.
All right, we're all looking for something. Where do you want your kinky path to take you next, Cassidy Cream?
I want to spend some time with my top because I haven't in so very, very long. That's where I want my path to take me next.
Nice. I'm gonna spend some time with my queen.
Nice.
So please
Totally
complete this sentence. Life is.
My life is delightful and charming, magical and whimsical.
Cassidy Cream, thank you very, very, very much
Thank you very much.
for your time, for your energy. I mean, seriously, your energy and your love for the and support for the show, your honesty, is appreciated. And I'm sure that this conversation and the comfort that they feel from it will hopefully it helps somebody. Everybody, please go to yourkinkifriends.com. You get 15% off all inventory at Locked in Lust with offer code YKF. Please read a book and donate money to Cash App, YKF Tanek, lowercase Tanek, capital YKF. What would you like to promote, Cassidy Cream?
I meant to send you links and I didn't because it was such a busy day. What do I want to promote? You should subscribe to my OnlyFans, of course. And you should also subscribe to my Feet Finder because I'm spending some more time on that these days. And if we're not already friends on FET, you should be my friend on FET. And you should be following my blog. My last post, I have to get another one up this week, but my last post I think was really good. I liked it. And also, not so much promotion, but I am looking for, like I mentioned it quickly before, we are going to be selling our house and buying a new one. I need some service subbies who are down to do manual labor. So if you are interested in serving me and getting some work done for me, like helping to go through stuff and pack stuff and clean stuff up and get the house ready, there'll be a screening process because you'll be accessing my home, but I definitely need some help with these sorts of things.
All right. The feet's popping off, huh? Like the feet.
I love feet play. Oops, there it is.
Have people have foot fetishists
Yeah.
evolved? Like the approach to them approaching you, has that changed throughout time? Because they
Um,
do. Would you say they approach you differently? The ones who are hardcore foot fetishists, do they approach you differently than just everybody else?
no, no. I mean, I think if it, I mean, like just anybody who has it, the big differences in what I see and how people approach me is new people versus established people. That's really the only two camps that are so different from each other. New people, it's like fucking pulling teeth to get from them what they're interested in. And I try to be patient and I understand that they're new and nervous, but also you got to tell me what you're looking for so I can tell you whether or not that's something I provide.
Yes.
When they're like, "Oh, I'll do anything you want," and I'm like, "Okay, well, just send me all your money and stay home." That's like if you'll do anything, because if you can't articulate better for me what you're looking for, I can't see you.
Hmm.
Um, but so those are really the two camps. So we've got the newbies who can't say what they're looking for, who just make these grandiose offers. I'll do anything you want. You do anything you want to me. I just want to be your slave. And then you have established people who typically are a little most of the time they're more respectful. They tell you right off the bat, like I've had I have a lot of experience, I have a little experience, I'm into this and this, and I'm hoping to explore that. And can you help me out with that? And those are I you know, while I do my best to have patience with newbies, and I think that I do a good job when I session with newbies, but that those initial contacts, oh my God, it's so frustrating trying to get from them what they're looking for.
Be direct. Life is short.
Yeah,
Time's
exactly.
expensive. Right?
As
Yeah.
long as you're
Seriously.
respectful, be direct.
Be
Exactly.
direct. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with direct and respectful people beating around the
Exactly.
bush, wasting my time. Like you're wasting words. You,
Exactly.
I'm gonna charge you per letter.
Mhm.
I'm
Right,
kidding. I'm just joking.
exactly.
But I mean, time's expensive. So I
Yep.
respect someone who's direct but respectful,
Right,
incredibly. And
exactly. And don't you want to be clear that, you are looking for X and I just don't offer that, or you are looking for X and that's my favorite thing. Like,
mhm.
isn't it better to just establish that?
Yes, that's why I'm honest. I don't know if you noticed this, but I talk a lot. And I'm honest about it though. So I'm honest about everything. I'm brutally honest about everything because I don't want to
Yeah,
deal with like lies, right? I don't
right.
want to I don't want to remember the stuff. So I mean,
That's
and truth,
exactly it. You started to say that earlier too when we were talking about
uh,
honesty. That's me. Like, I don't have the attention span. If I told you a lie, like I don't have the attention span to remember what I told you.
I
And
have
just
I have trauma I'm dealing with. Yeah, and that's one last thing I want to say before we go. Everybody out there, please, I'm sure you know somebody who has dealt with trauma in their lives, whether it's abuse, whether it's a surgery, whether it's anything, a car accident is trauma. Please, please have some sympathy for people with trauma. Try to walk a mile in their shoes if they could even
right.
walk. You know what I mean? Metaphorically. Yeah, with that being said, thank you very, very much, Mistress Cassidy. Everybody out there, please, please, please. Reading is fundamental. Read a book.
Yes.
Your kinky friends, the coolest way to kill yourself. Please read a book. Any movie ideas, any movies we should talk about, let me know. Send me a message. You could email me, you could send me a message, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram. Nick Tanek, Nicholas Tanek. I'm all over the place. Friends kinky, but your kinky friends, just find me there. All right, everybody, I love you. You know what's coming next. Please be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Have a great week, everybody. Your Kinky Friends is produced by Sunshine Music and Nicholas Tanek.
Mm-hmm.